Good evening, children. Okay, glad to meet you in the evening. Today, let us start the next chapter, which is chapter 6, Ratio Applications. Ratio Applications. So, to understand ratio applications, let us take an example. In city, the cost is different, and in village, the costs are different. So, if we take the cost of a pencil, in the city, the cost of a pencil, say it is 11 rupees, and in the village, the cost of the pencil is 1 rupee. Now, let us consider the cost of a box. In the city, it is 20 rupees, and in the village, it is 10 rupees. Let us take the cost of a cycle. In the city, it is 1100, and in the village the cost is 1000 rupees. Okay, this is just for an example that we are taking. City, the cost is different. In village, the cost is different. The cost of the pencil is 11 rupees in city, and in village it is 1 rupee. In city, the cost of the box is 20 rupees, and in the village it is rupees 10. The cost of the cycle in city is 1100, and in the village it is 1000. Okay, so now let us compare these two quantities using, both are having rupees, amount is there. So let us compare them. Comparison by subtraction. Comparison by subtraction. This is only for your explanation. Don't write anything in your classwork book. Okay. First, let us compare by subtracting. So, here 11 minus 1 is how much? 10. So, the difference between these two is 10 rupees. Now, let us compare 20 minus 10. If you subtract these two, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 1 is 1. So, the difference is 10. Now, for the cycle, the cost, if you subtract 1100 minus 1000. What is the difference here? It is 0. The difference is 100 rupees. The difference is 100 rupees. This is what we have got. Now, comparison by division. Let us compare using division. So, here you know that 11 by 1. So, the answer what you are going to get is 11. Now, 20 divided by 10. If you divide 20 by 10, 10 ones are 10, 10 twos are 20. So, the answer is 2. Now, these two, 1100 divided by 1000. 2 zeros and 2 zeros gets cancelled. Here 1 zero is there. This is nothing but 11 by 10. You can convert this into decimals. So, it is 0.1. It is 0.1. Okay. So, now this is 0.1 that you have got. So, this is the difference. If you can compare using subtraction, you can compare using division. Here you can see that the difference is 10. 10, 10, and this difference is 100. This is what you have got. So now what you are going to do is, the next one is comparison by division. This is better way of comparing because 11 by 1 is 11. You got the answer as 11. That means the cost of the pencil in the city is 11 rupees. If you take 11 rupees and go to a village, you are going to get 11 pencils. If you go to the village and buy, you are going to get 11 pencils. The same thing, if you buy a box, 20 rupees you can get in the city 1 pencil box. But whereas in the village, you can buy 2 pencil boxes in the village. 20 rupees if you take, you can buy 2 pencil boxes. Here you see this one, if you take 1100 rupees and go to the village to buy the cycle, you will get 1. You will get one cycle and little amount is left over with you. Which is better? Which is giving you a better idea? Whenever we are using comparison by division, this is giving a clear picture. You know that the cost of city, how much it is costing in the city and how many you will get. When you go to the village also, you are able to understand using this. Okay, you are able to understand this in a better way. Comparison by division is nothing but a ratio. What is it? It's a ratio. This is nothing but a ratio. So today the chapter we are going to learn is, we are going to compare quantities of the same kind. If we are comparing, say if you want to compare the weight, height, can you compare these two? We cannot compare two different quantities. They should be of the same kind. They should be of the same kind. Now if you are taking the weights, you should take two weights and compare. If you are taking the height, you should take two heights and compare. Comparison is going to take place, or ratios we are going to use by this one. Okay, we are going to compare heights, two heights or three heights. We are going to compare the same kind of things. For example, I am taking the example of weight. Okay, 100 grams is the weight of an ice cream. If I take the example, ice cream is 100 grams. And the weight of a person is, say, 10 kgs. 10 kgs is the weight of a man. Not man, actually boy. Let us take this as a boy. Okay. So, we are going to compare. Both are weights. Are they both weights? Yes, they are weights. But when you compare these two things, let us see how we are going to get. 100 grams is to 10 kgs if we take. 10 kgs if we take, this is equal to 100 by 10. This is nothing but 100 by 10. So this and this gets cancelled. So it is 10 is to 1. 10 is to 1. This is a way of representing a ratio. 100 is the weight of the ice cream. 100 grams is the weight of the ice cream, and 10 kgs is the weight of the boy. So the symbol which we are going to show the ratio is this symbol. Two dots in the same straight line you need to write. This is read as is to. This is read as is to. This first part is called as the antecedent. What is this part called? First term in the ratio is called as the antecedent. The second part of the ratio, it is called as the consequent. It is called as the consequent. Okay. Ratio has two parts. First term is called as the antecedent. The second part is called as the consequent. The second part is called as the consequent. These two parts together make up a ratio, and this is read as is to. This is read as is to. Okay. So here 10 is to 1 is the answer you got. What is 10? It is ice cream. This is, you are able to understand this as the weight of boy. If he is 1, 10 times more is the weight of the ice cream. Is this correct? No, it's not correct, because ice cream will be having lesser weight and the weight of the boy is more. That you know already. But here when we are finding out the ratio, the answer is coming in a different way. So now what we are going to do is, we should see that the units are same. When you want to compare, the units should be same. Here grams is there and here kgs are there. So you need to convert this kgs into grams or grams into kgs. You need to do any one thing so that you can compare. So now what I am going to do is I am going to convert this kgs into grams. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams, and here they have given 10 kgs. So it is going to be 10 into 1000, that is 10,000 grams. 10,000 grams. So here the ratio will be 10,000. Ice creams, the ratio between ice cream and the weight of the boy. So it is 1000 is to, the weight of the ice cream is 100. So 100 is to 10,000. When you do this, you can write the ratios as fractions. You can write the ratios as fractions. Every ratio can be written as a fraction. Every ratio can be written as a fraction. So if you cancel these two, you got the ratio as 1 is to 100. What is 1? The weight of the ice cream is 1 and the weight of the boy is 100 times more than the ice cream. 100 times more than the ice cream. Understood how to do? When you are finding the ratio, the thing you have to remember is you need to compare the quantities of same kind. Height and weight you cannot compare. Weight and height you cannot compare. What you can compare is two weights. Two weights also, when you take, the units should be same. The units should be same when you want to compare. So this is the way you can compare. Now when we are able to write a ratio in the form of a fraction, why are we starting at all with ratios? We can use fractions only, no? What is the difference between a fraction and a ratio? What is the difference between a fraction and a ratio? Let's see that. Okay, now what is a fraction? What is a fraction? Now let us consider an example. You are all of class 7. The number of boys, say 12 are there. The number of girls, say there are 8. Okay. Number of boys are 12 and number of girls are 8. So here the total strength, if I want to find out, I am going to add these two. It is 20. Okay children. Now if I am asking you to find out the fraction of boys. Fraction of boys, what do? 12 by 8. 12 by 8. If I ask you the fraction of girls in the class, I can do 8 by, this is not 8. 12 by 20. Total number of boys. Boys are 12. Out of 20, total number is 20. Out of that, 12 of them are boys. Okay. Now if I want to find out the number of or the fraction of girls in the class, there are 8 girls in the total strength, that is 20. Or out of 20, 8 students are girls. This is the way you are going to represent. So if I want to find out the ratio of boys, fraction of boys to girls fraction, if I want to find out, it is 12 by 8. That means 8 is the total number of parts and you need to take 12, and it is not making any sense here. But whereas if you take a ratio of boys is to girls, if you want to take, you can write it as 12 is to 8. 12 is to 8. You can simplify this part and find out the simplest form of that. So ratios, now let us understand what is the difference between a fraction and a ratio. For a fraction, we are taking a part to the whole. 12 is a part in the class, that is boys are a part of the whole class, which are 20. So 12 divided by 20, that is a fraction. Now girls, if I take, girls are a part of the class. Okay. So here 8 divided by 20, that is 8 is a part out of the whole 20. Okay. Whenever we want to find out the fractions, it is a part to the whole. It is a part to the whole. Whatever is a whole, that you are going to take. Whereas ratios means, in this ratios we can compare two parts. We can compare two parts. Now see this. Boys is a part and girls is also a part. Part and part also you can compare. In fraction you can compare only part to the whole, whereas in ratios you can compare part to whole, whole to part, and part also you can compare. Understood the difference? So now let us begin exercise 1 in ratios. Okay, so exercise 1, first problem is for homework. It is for homework because if you have understood what is explained till now, you will be able to do that problem. Let us do the second problem. Sudha has rupees 5 money. Rupees 5 money with Radha is 3 times the money with Sudha. How much money does Radha have? Let us solve the question bit by bit. So first question what we have is, how much money does Radha have? So money Radha has is equal to 3 times. Whenever times is given, it is multiplication. 3 times the money of Sudha. That is, I am writing it as 3 times Sudha's money. 3 times Sudha's money. Sudha's money, how much Sudha is having with her? She is having rupees 5. So this is equal to 3 into Sudha's money is rupees 5. So you need to multiply these two rupees. 3 5s are 15. So you got the answer as rupees 15. Money Radha is having with her is rupees 15. So the first part of the question we have completed. Now let us read the second. What is the ratio of Radha's money and Sudha's money? So here they are asking you Radha's money is to means what did I tell? How to write? 2 dots in one straight line. Radha's money is to Sudha's money. Sudha's money. This is what you are supposed to find out. So Radha's money. What is Radha's money? 15 rupees is to, how much is Sudha's money? It is 5. I will remove this rupees. 15 is to 5. Now what you are going to do is to, whenever it is there, it is nothing but division. You can divide side by side also, you can divide, or you can write it as 15 by 5. Because this is the first problem, I am showing you writing one below the other like division. But in further problems, we are just going to do it this way only, side by side. 5 1s are 5, 5 3s are 15. So this is nothing but 3 is to 1. Radha's money is to Sudha's money is in the ratio 3 is to 1. That is, Radha's money is 3 times more than Sudha's money. Now let us see what the next part of the question. What is the ratio of Sudha's money? Sudha's money ratio they ask, so we need to represent it by writing is to, and the other part is Radha's money. Radha's money. So this is equal to Sudha's money is 5 rupees. Radha's money is 15 rupees. So this is equal to, now I am not going to write in division form. I am going to cancel here itself. 5 table both the sides. 5 ones are 5 and it is 5 threes are 15. So the ratio is 1:3. Did you understand, children? Copy this in your class workbook. Okay, let us do the third problem. Divide 96 chocolates between Raju and Ravi in the ratio 5:7. This is the question given. I will tell you how to solve this problem in two ways. The first way we are going to do total number of chocolates. How many chocolates are there? Total number of chocolates. Very good. 96. Correct answer. Total number of chocolates are 96. Now ratio between Raju and Ravi. Ratio between Raju and Ravi. This is equal to 5:7. 5:7. So next what we are going to do is we are going to find the sum of these two. Okay. Sum of the terms. Sum of the terms in the ratio. Sum of the terms in the ratio. We are going to find out, this is nothing but 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7 is how much? It is 12. 5 plus 11 is how much? 12. So now let us take Raju's part. Raju. This is equal to, how many chocolates Raju is going to get? This we are going to find out. What is Raju's side? It is 5. Okay. 5 out of how many? 12. Okay. 5 out of 12. And the total number of chocolates are 96. Total number of chocolates are 96. Now cancel this. 12 ones are 12. 12 eights are 96. So 5 into 8. 5 into 8 is how much? 5 eights are 40. Okay. Now you got, Raju got how many chocolates? 40 chocolates. Now let us do for Ravi. Same way. But it is going to change because his share is more. Okay. So Ravi's share, or I will write here Ravi's share. Ravi's share is equal to, he is having 7 out of the 12. 7 of them are for Ravi. And the total number of chocolates are 96. Total number of chocolates are 96. So 12 ones are 12. 12 eights are 96. So 7 eights is how much? 7 eights are 56. So Ravi's share is 56 chocolates. Raju's share is 40 chocolates. Okay, these are also chocolates. You write the complete spelling there. So this is the end of the problem. Divide 96 chocolates between Raju and Ravi. If you add these two, 0 plus 6 is 6, 5 plus 4 or 4 plus 5 is 9. 96 chocolates that you have divided between Raju and Ravi in the ratio 5:7. This is the first method of solving. First we took total number of chocolates. Then ratio we have taken. Then we found out the sum of the terms in the ratio. Then we have taken Raju's share, which is 5 out of 12 into 96. Then we got the answer as 40 chocolates. Then Ravi's share we have taken. 7 is the share divided by 12 into 96. This is what we got. This is method 1. Now let us solve the same problem in method 2. Here what we are going to do is, we are going to take it as The ratio we are going to take it as 5x. Raju and Ravi, 5x we are going to take for 5 and 7x we are going to take for Ravi. 5x and 7x. If we add both of them, we are going to get 96. Because they gave total number of chocolates are 96, you know that each is having some chocolates with them. You don't know what is common for both of them, so we took it as x. So 5x plus 7x, this should be equal to 96 because we are finding out the share of each one. So 5 plus 12 is, 5 plus 7 is 12x. This is equal to 96. So now find out x. X is equal to 96 by 12. 96 by 12 is 12 ones are 12, 12 eights is 96. So we got the value of x as 8. Value of x as 8. Now substitute the value x in 5x and 7x. So here Raju's share is equal to 5x. Raju's share is 5, so it is 5x. 5 you are going to write as it is. X is 8, so substitute this. 5 8s are 40. So Raju got 40 and Ravi's share we are going to find out. Ravi's share is equal to, you know that it is 7x. 7x. So this is equal to 7 into 8. 7 8s are 56 chocolates. Okay, same way. Here I have not written in this first two steps is common for this part also. Total number of chocolates is 96. Ratio between Raju and Ravi is same. And then you have to solve this. How did we do? We know that the ratio, these two if you add, it is equal to 96. 5x plus 7x, this is equal to 96. So we have added, found out the value of x. Then we have substituted the value for each of them. Raju's share is 5x. So we took it as 5 into 8, which is equal to 40. Ravi's share we took it as 7x. So 7 into 8 is 56. Whichever method is easy for you, you can use that method to solve. Okay. This is method 1, this is method 2. Because this is the first problem in this exercise of this model, you write the two methods. Method 1 and method 2, both you write. But in future, in further problems, we are going to use any one method. But if you like the other method, you can use that method. Any method is correct. Because the answer what you got is same. Answers are same. So any method you can use. Okay children, see you in the next class.